Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jules, and I'm here to ask and answer one simple question. Should you buy Baldur's Gate 3? Short answer, yes, definitely. Long answer, well, that depends on what you're looking for. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the options menu first. This game features a lot of different options, fully rebindable keys, love to see that. Bunch of gameplay options combined with whether or not you want to auto select your character out of combat, your highlighting, nudity options, auto save frequency, network connectivity options, as well as camera options. Video settings, very in depth. I love to see that. You have many different options from different quality settings, shadow qualities, your NVIDIA DLSS or AMD FSR, as well as ambient occlusion, bloom, all the good stuff. Interface options, fully customizable. Tons of accessibility options as well. This is very in-depth. You can change your dynamic range of the audio, several different audio sliders. You can also, I didn't realize you could change whether or not it mutes the game while inactive, but that's good to know. Yeah. Tons of options, really good options menu, love to see that. So going ahead and loading into this game, I already have a save where I'm playing with some friends to, I already have a save where I'm playing with some friends where I'm a bit further ahead in a story and I'm streaming that live on twitch.tv/nonchalantjules. You can go check me out there if you want to see me and my friends play this game together. However, I'm going to be playing an earlier area on a new character where I can show you the game with as minimal spoilers as possible. So this is a very early on area in the game. You in fact get here right after the tutorial, so not a lot that you have missed, and there's not a lot you're gonna find out and have spoiled for you by watching this video. So taking a look at the character screen, you see there's a lot of customization. You have your hat, cape, armor, gloves, shoes. You can have a light source here, melee weapons, ranged weapons. These are your social clothes. So when you're in your camp and just resting, you can switch out into these more casual clothes. And you can toggle it so that you're always wearing that if you so choose. You can also hide your helmet if you want. You also have trinkets, rings you can wear, and musical instruments. Lots of different customization options in this game, as well as the character customization I'll show you a bit later. Pretty in depth with what you can do. And the rest of my companions here are just pre-made characters that you can find within the world. So I'm gonna go and show you a combat encounter and show you various different ways you can handle the situation. There's many different options you can handle any encounter. Usually you can talk your way out of pretty much any encounter, as well as fight your way through it or just avoid it altogether by sneaking around. I've yet to see an encounter where I have not been able to talk my way out of it. So it's really interesting that this game gives you that many options. I don't remember the last time a game gave you this many different ways to complete an area. Literally the last one I can think of is Divinity Original Sin 2, which is made by the same developers, Larian Studios. So here we are. I'm going to show you a combat encounter as well as several different ways you can handle this situation. So the first one we can do is we can just walk up.
You! Not another step, hear me? Boss! Got company up here!
What's this then? Trying to creep around us and loot the crypt? Not happening. Or is it the ship you're after? Don't matter either way. It's ours. All of it.
So as you can see, we have different dialogue options we can have. We can claim that we mean no harm, but they're not likely to believe that, as they seem very paranoid bandits. We can do a persuasion check and tell them that the ship is full of monsters and that they should avoid it. Deception, we can tell them it's an invasion force and that they have to run for their lives. Or we can try and intimidate them and say, we'll kill them if they don't let us take everything. So if I look over here, you can see that I am proficient in persuasion, deception, but not intimidation. So for the sake of this example, I will do a deception check. So if I click this, you see I need to roll a 12 or higher, and I also have proficiency, which gives me a +2 modifier. On top of that, I can also use guidance from Shadowheart, which will give me a +1d4 on top of my roll. So let's go ahead and roll the dice. So as you can see, even with these modifiers, I did not succeed this roll, which means...
You're all hot air. Think you can get us to leave that bounty to you? Not a chance. What are you lot waiting for? Get 'em!
Which means we have to fight our way out of this. So let's go ahead and do just that. I believe I can push this person. Or not. Let's just fight.
Victory awaits.
And then this person, what is her name? Lizelle. I always forget how to pronounce that. Can just charge in. I am not getting the best rolls today, it seems. Very poor rolls. Can we try and push this person one more time? Because that would be a huge advantage. There we go. So they were way down there and took 4 damage from the fall. And then lastly, I should be able to finish them off with a fireball. Okay, they only have 4 health remaining, which is a very good start. And then we have Gale here, who is a wizard. So we can cast spells such as Magic Missile. So we'll cast 1 Magic Missile on all of them. And as you can see, that killed Warren down there. So we'll end our turn. And they have also a wizard, as well as a fighter. And I think these are 2 fighters. So this is a pretty even match. We can go ahead and attack. Get a kill there. I'll also move up, so I'm ready to fight him.
Fury, I am death.
Let's go ahead and lacerate, which does bleed damage over time on top of the initial hit. Oh my god, they just pushed us off the edge. So as you can see, basically any form of damage or trick you can do, they can do as well. So you always have to keep that in mind when you're in an engagement.
On my way.
And then we should be able to finish them off. Okay, they are very low. So let's just go to the edge here and fire an arrow. Dang. Once again, the rolls are not in my favor. There we go. So as you can see, you can fight your way out of this. So let's go ahead and reload, and I'll show you what happens if we talk our way out. Hopefully I have better luck with my rolls this time and can show you that right away. So let's go ahead and run in.
Where can I go?
See if we can't talk our way out of this.
Or is it the ship you're after? Don't
Let's add the bonus again.
It's ours. All of it.
There we go. We rolled a 14 naturally, and with the bonuses, we get a 20.
Well, in that case, come on, you lot. No point in getting killed. Second worm gets the cheese and all.
Second mouse gets the cheese, no?
Nobody's getting any damn cheese. Now move it.
All right, so as you can see, you can talk your way out, but I want to show you one other way through this. And this is my personal favorite way to get through encounters, which is stealth. I find it very rewarding if you can successfully knock out 1 or 2 people before the engagement ever even begins. And you can also cleverly position your people so that you have really good advantages. So you can toggle hide, which will make everyone in your group hide, as well as
Can't afford to stay.
you can ungroup everyone so that you command them individually. So let's go ahead and let's see how I want to do this. So I want you here, getting people from above.
Ready.
I want you to go around. Let's have you unstealth
Delay.
so you can run around quickly. This will take a little bit of prep work, but it pays off really well, especially when you can knock them all out without taking any damage or having to resort to using your precious spell slots. Spell slots, very similar to D&D, is a limited resource you get between rests. I want you to also be up here. And Shadowheart can go with Lizelle. So yeah, there's lots of different options. As you can see, I have spell slots here. Both Gale and Shadowheart have spell slots. These primarily mean that I have to take long rests to recover them, whereas people like Warlocks can recover them on short rests, which are more plentiful and less time consuming. So let's go ahead and start this encounter with a sneak attack on this archer here. So you can do a backstab, which does a lot of damage. Oh,
Not another step!
I got spotted.
Or is it the ship you're after? Don't matter either.
So because I got spotted, this is gonna go a bit differently. Unfortunate. So they're the only ones in the encounter right now, so I can, thankfully, cast a spell on them, which gives me the opportunity to switch over to here and cast Fireball on this grease I placed, which will explode the grease, causing lots of damage and havoc. And they're not even in combat yet, which means I can probably cast another spell.
Focus. Strength.
There we go. And then lastly, Lizelle
Light step.
can run in. And yeah, let's have her go in this way. And let's have her hamstring shot so he can't move as far. Alright, so now it's this character's turn, and they can't do anything. They just pushed me out of the acid they placed, which is very helpful for me. So he is out of actions, which means I should just place him somewhere where he will be more advantageous. And you also can't do anything. So I'll just have you move up. All right. So I need to... Let's have you heal and then attack. And then get away from the acid. There we go. And then I have gloves of arrows, what was it? Missile snaring, which allows me to intercept any ranged attacks. Which is very useful, especially in this situation, as I can... Yeah, let's go ahead and cast this. So I'm an evocation wizard, which allows me to cast evocation magic, and it won't attack my allies. So I was able to use Burning Hands, which creates a area of effect of fire damage, and it was able to not even hurt my character, as I was able to do a lot of damage with that. Moving on to the next turn, let's go ahead and have her help Lizelle up. And that's basically her turn, but we can heal Tamara here. And then you can charge in and probably finish him off. Or not. Will this finish him? There we go. So he is now stunned. But we can easily finish him with a simple attack. And then you can finish off the ranger. Or not. Not very lucky with rolls today, it seems. Ooh, that is not good. Does this kill? Yes, it does. So let's move him into a good position to fight the wizard. Move you down, because you're the main target of her. Fire an arrow with your remaining action. Very good. Let's go ahead and heal. End your turn. Cast another fireball. Now we're just fighting with fireballs. Let's go ahead and stealth and then use our action. No, that's not what I want. Can I? Yes, I can. Use a stealth ranged attack to get a critical strike. Lastly, let's just ensure we finish her off with a flashy magic missile. There we go. And that's how you can fight your way out. So yeah, lots of different options on how to handle engagements. Then we can loot them all, which we shall do. Let's group all. So this is a dungeon that we can go through, which is precisely what we will do. After a short rest, which will recover our health. And Gale seems to be out of spell slots, but that shouldn't be too bad an issue.
What path lies before me?
So let's go ahead and head over to this door here, which will lead us into a dungeon.
Everything all right out there?
So we can do a performance and say, yes, it's me, let me in, or deceive him and say that he fell into a trap and needs some help. And we've rolled just enough, but with our proficiency, we also get a little bit extra. And he believes us and thinks that we're going to go in there and rest up. But, in fact, we're just gonna murder him. So, one cool thing, every character has a field of view that is right in front of them. So, as a rogue, I can just sneak up behind. Aw, man, I don't actually have the action necessary to stealth, but do I have... Yes, I do. I can still do a critical strike. And then with my remaining action, do an offhand strike. Just have you whack him. Yeah, we're just gonna kill him as quickly as possible.
Time to rest.
And then we can loot around. I'm not gonna spend all the time necessary to loot everything. But just show you, there's lots of different loots you can take. Yeah, so you got like cheese wedges, supply packs. Let's go ahead and take the supply pack. These will let you take a long rest. One supply pack lets you take a whole long rest, whereas individual foods will give you a bit less, but still let you rest. So if we open my supply pack, you can see I have 4 supply packs, but then the rest of these equal camp supplies, and you need 40 camp supplies to take a long rest. So let's toggle hide before we enter this door. Have you turn off this light. Ungroup, ungroup, ungroup.
Keep my time in the shadows.
I need to concentrate.
Such an undignified position to find oneself in.
Still in shadow.
All right, you open the door. And then let's have you, let's quick save and see if you can't sneak up on this person or not. All right, because we failed to do that, we can shoot this oil barrel and then mayhaps run over here and hide again. So we are just outside of their field of view, which is perfect for us.
Back off!
So, while she's preoccupied with that, now there is a little bit of an exploit you can do here, which is while these two people are in turn-based combat, the rest of these are not. So I can actually just sneak up while she's not looking in this direction and just attack outright. Which gives us a critical strike. And then we have you,
Dagger. My favorite.
who can just sneak up and cast a fireball over there. There we go.
Reaction.
Quite. You've got the wrong man for this.
I can't waste any more time.
What's next?
So I'm assuming the rest of the enemies are over here.
Unseen. Perfect.
Maggots will be done.
Let's have her actually just stand out in the open.
Nice and quiet.
You open the door.
Frosted. Better find somewhere to camp soon.
And then let's just have you sneak in.
Well, at least there's no skeletons this time.
Now hopefully...
May the gods take
Yep, hiding successful. So we successfully get in without an issue. Let's have you run up. Cast a fireball on the barbarian. And lastly, you sneak in and cast Sacred Flame on them. There we go. So now we're all into combat, and we have a pretty clear way of getting in. So they're not... They think I'm here. Whenever you enter stealth in combat, there will be a shadow left behind of where the enemy thinks you are. Or last saw you. So this allows us
Swiftly now.
to just draw attention away from us. Let's... Can we shoot an arrow at anyone? No, we cannot. So yeah, let's go ahead and end there. And you also cannot do anything. So we'll end turn. They are all surprised, which means they basically lose a turn, which gives us the opportunity to run in, get some stealth kills.
Death is but a word away. Certainly.
There we go.
I am death. My path be true.
Alright, let's shoot an arrow.
Need to act fast. Bleed.
Go ahead and fight this guy. Let's even push him into the corner a bit more. And I can snare this arrow, which will block his ensnaring strike. He is engaging Rage, which is a barbarian skill, and I believe gives him more actions that he can use. And I believe it also increases his damage. But I'm not too familiar with barbarians personally.
Can't risk being in open view.
So we succeeded our stealth check, which means we can finish this guy off with a 96% chance to hit. Very useful.
Destroyer.
You can run in. Let's have you cast Ray of Frost over here,
Victory awaits.
and then have you charge the wizard. And Pommel Strike to do some leftover damage. And because they're so close to dead, I can do an action surge and just finish them off. Lastly, to deal with you. So I can actually do Inflict Wounds, which does 3d10 necrotic damage. Very useful skill, unless I miss critically. I can actually just sneak over here and do a ranged stealth attack. Do some good damage that way. Let's cast Ray of Frost again. So now that hit, which means he is slowed for next turn. Let's even move up a bit closer, which will help us next turn if he lives. And I don't... Okay, I can get over there, so let's just head over. Attempt to lacerate and fail horribly. And let's even heal Shadowheart. Since she is tanking all the damage. 88% chance to hit, and I still fail. You'll get a lot of flashbacks to XCOM with this game, where it's just... You'll get an 88% chance to hit and always miss. And as you can see, you can passively succeed rolls, which will help you find things in the world, such as this lever.
What was that?
So, we all leveled up, so that gives me the opportunity to show you what happens when you level up. You enter this screen where you'll be given sometimes options, but it generally just tells you what happened. So I get an additional bonus action, and I gain resistance to falling damage, as well as I can pick a subclass. So as the thief, I get the bonus action and the mastered the art of falling. I can pick an assassin, which gives me it gives me advantage on attack rolls against creatures that haven't taken a turn yet. It gives me a critical hit on any surprised enemy with an attack roll, and it also lets me restore my action and bonus action at the start of combat. So if I start an engagement with an attack, I regain that action when it's my turn. So I'm gonna pick a thief because that's the only one of these three I haven't done yet. So let's go ahead and do that. Next we have Shadowheart, who we get to do nothing. She just unlocks all those, and we can pick what spells we have prepared. So I want to keep Inflict Wounds, keep Guiding Bolt because that's really useful. Let's also do Prayer of Healing. Command is good, and both of these heals are good. For Gale, we get to pick more options with wizards because you get to pick 2 new spells that you learn every single time. So we also have some level 2 spells that we can pick. So what I definitely want to do, Enlarge and Reduce seems really useful. Invisibility would be good, but also Misty Step, but I'm gonna do Invisibility. So let's change up our prepared spells. Let's do Invisibility and Enlarge, as well as Magic Missile, Grease, and Flaming Hands, and Mage Armor. So go ahead and accept that. And lastly, Lizelle. Level 3 fighter, which we get to pick their subclass. So let's see. Battlemaster, Eldritch Knight, or Champion. Champions get to get a critical hit while attacking is reduced by 1. This effect can stack. Battlemaster, your superiority dice are D8s. You have 4. At fighter level 10, these dice become D10s. They fuel your Battlemaster maneuvers and are expended upon use. You regain expended superiority dice after a short or long rest. And in Eldritch Knight, we just get cantrips and spells. So let's do Battlemaster, which gives us these maneuvers. So we can do spend a superiority die to gain an ally 8 temporary health points, bolstering their resolve. When a hostile creature misses you with a melee attack, expend a superiority die to retaliate. Let's do that. I also want to do Disarming, as that can get them to drop their weapon. You can evade attacks by imposing disadvantage on melee attacks against you for a round. Let's do Rally. Oh, I can only pick 3. Let's do this. This looks like a good balance of AoE and utility. And then let's go ahead and take a short rest. So let's loot everyone. Always important to take your loot, as that can get you a lot of money really quickly with traders. So as you can see, that lever we pulled opened this door that was previously closed. Using that, we can go into here and enter a dank crypt. So we'll go ahead and loot around.
This place wasn't built for the living.
Get a ruby ring. Now I always like to put on whatever jewelry I can find. Yes. That's all good. And then let's go ahead and go into here. So as you can see, there's a sarcophagus, as well as several more sarcophagi.
Watch how you go.
And as you can see, I passively succeeded the perception check to find some traps. So I'm just gonna roam around and see what other traps I can find. So there's these vents everywhere, which presumably will release a element of some kind, but you can disable them by simply covering them up, which I think is a really neat feature. However, there's a trigger to these, and my guess is that that is the trigger right there. And I do not have a trap disarm kit, which is interesting, because I could have sworn I picked one up before now, but I guess not. So let's actually, how do I want to do this? Let's actually cover all the vents like I was doing earlier. See if we can't get around this. Is that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, one more. There we go. And then let's just also check around.
Trap.
Ah, you can see the gargoyle heads.
Watch how you go. There's a trap.
A rapier.
Best avoid that trap.
Where's another trap? Another ruby ring. Go ahead and put that on.
Watch how you go.
A soul coin, which is a very valuable item that I have no idea what it's for yet, as I have not gone far enough to ever use that. So let's go ahead and quick save. We'll ungroup my character
Always sharp.
and run them away,
Need to keep going.
All right.
and then have you open the sarcophagus.
Carefully. There's a trap.
So take that and then just fucking run.
Can't afford to stay out.
Yes.
So as you can see, we covered all the vents, which made it so that nothing could come out. And the only thing that happened is a bunch of arrows came out. So we can exit turn-based mode. And we have made it out successfully.
This does.
And then with the key we just got from inside the sarcophagus, we can go into here, which is a big empty room. But what I do like is that over here you can see a little button. And if we run over,
The dead. Didn't think anyone still worshipped him.
we enter a cutscene, and all the dead that were previously mentioned rise up. I've played through this dungeon a few times, which is why I'm able to speed through it really quickly and make sure I don't miss anything. But I do just want to make sure I give you an example of what a dungeon might look like.
All right. Time to skulk about.
There we go. So because I have the 2 action points, I'm able to sneak up, do damage, and then sneak away again. So let's go ahead and run up. We'll actually rally tomorrow, giving them some temporary life points. And we're not really close enough to be able to charge him. Ah, and we've been silenced. So these scribes can cast an area of effect silencing, which makes it so we can't use any spells or abilities. But all you gotta do is just simply walk out of it. And let's enlarge Lizelle. Ah, it's a melee. Oh no, it's not. So now they are enlarged, which gives them benefits to rolls. And then have you run out of there and cure wounds. Ah, wait, that's a melee action, so we will simply do that. And then cast... let's cast Firebolt. Another silence has been used. However, that doesn't get rid of the enlargement, which will be very useful in being able to tank all of this damage. So let's go ahead and get right up next to this person. Oh, I can't stealth right now, so we can just simply do a dual wielding attack. They are dead. But with our remaining action, we can stealth.
Swift and lethal.
And now we do a lot more damage. Love to see that. Let's enrage and fire an arrow.
Taking position.
There we go. And then we can also heal ourselves. Very good. Go ahead and get out of there. Cast Mage Armor. And that ends his turn. And have you go and start fighting with them. Very quick death. Very good attack. So let's go ahead and continue. They cast more silencing. Let's have you go over here. We can cast dash. And while continuing to be stealthed, just sneak on over here. Do a sneaking ranged attack. Finish him off. And then re-enter stealth. Thief subclass is actually pretty good, as it turns out. How do I want to handle this? We can actually jump behind this guy. Or on top of him. That works too, I guess. Now he can't run anywhere. And then Firebolt.
Can't afford to let up.
And one more Firebolt should finish him off. There we go.
Surrender their valuables, even after death.
So yeah, that's generally how a dungeon goes. We can go receive our reward. However, I'm not going to spoil what the reward is. If you want to find out, you're going to have to play the game yourself and go through this dungeon. Anyways, that's Baldur's Gate 3. I'm pretty sure I've shown you the majority of the mechanics in this game that I've discovered so far. This game is really good and very expansive. There's so many different ways you can handle situations, so many different options you can take, and so many different things you can do. I've yet to find a limit to this game. I have found myself to be able to do basically anything I've wanted to do in this game. And if that's something you would be into, this game is definitely for you. It is definitely one of the most expansive RPGs I've ever seen. And I really look forward to seeing more of what Larian Studios comes up with next. Anyways, that's all from me. I hope to see you all in the next video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.